Pikmin is one of the few series that I will say I'm a fan of. I fell in love with the series when I played the first game on Nintendo GameCube, and then became a full-blown fan of the series with my favorite game of all time, Pikmin 2. 13 years later, Pikmin 3 finally came out, and I couldn't wait to play it. Our three main protagonists are Alf, Captain Charlie, and Brittany. Alf is a young but bright engineer, Captain Charlie is a revered hero, and Brittany is a strong-willed and gluttonous botanist. They are going to the Pikmin homeworld, PNF 404, to gather seeds to bring back to their world of Kopai to save it from starvation. Unfortunately, as their ship, the SS Drake, enters the atmosphere, it malfunctions and they crash land in the separate areas of the planet. To add to their troubles, the cosmic drive key, which is their only way home, is gone. So now they must reunite, gather food to save their home, and find the key and get home before they run out of food and starve to death. I like the main trio, especially Brittany because she loves to eat fruit like me. The story is not complicated, but it does its job in giving meaning to what our heroes have to do. The dialogue that happens between missions inside the Drake, as well as the end of the day logs, help give personality to them and make them very likable in my eyes. They are not the only ones on the planet, however. While looking for the drive key, they find a daylog that says Captain Olimar, the protagonist from the last two games, has found it. Apparently, Olimar and his compatriot, Louie, have been sent back to PNF 404 to look for more treasure. In their travels, Olimar has left helpful data logs to help explain the ins and outs of the game, as well as detailing his journey through the planet. There are four main control schemes. The Wii U gamepad can be used as a controller, with the screen being on the gamepad itself or on your TV. You can also use the touchscreen control option as well. The Wiimote and Nunchuck and the Wii U Pro Controller are also options. When I first played the game, I used the Wiimote and Nunchuck, but after some experimenting, I found the gamepad worked just as well. It allowed me to use one of the best features to add to the game, which is giving your captain's directions with the touchscreen. It comes in handy when I need them to go in different directions at the same time. There is also a camera feature that lets you take pictures that will appear on the level select screen, as well as being posted to Miiverse. While exploring PNF 404, the most frequent obstacles you will find are the native wildlife because they will eat or harm you and your Pikmin on sight. The standard way of defending yourself is to throw Pikmin onto them. You can even target specific body parts like the eye on a Bulborb to stun them. Alternatively, you can order your Pikmin to charge with the lock-on feature. This is your strongest attack because if you do it at the right time, you can kill enemies very quickly. While a lot of enemies can be taken down with simple tactics, others will require you to take advantage of the different species of Pikmin. There are 7 types of Pikmin in the game, each with their own strengths and weaknesses to consider when using them. Returning from the first game is Red Pikmin, who are fire resistant and are the second strongest fighters of the Pikmin species. Yellow Pikmin are unaffected by electricity and can be thrown higher than other Pikmin. They are also the only ones who can destroy electric gates. They used to be the only ones who could carry bomb rocks, but now every Pikmin can. Blue Pikmin can survive and fight underwater. That's it. They also have gills in the shape of mouths too, so I guess they're the cutest looking. Maybe the third cutest. Returning from Pikmin 2 are the White Pikmin. They are the fastest and poisonous to enemies when eaten. Along with them is the Purple Pikmin. They are the slowest, strongest, and heaviest Pikmin. They can also lift 10 times their normal weight. Sadly, Purple and White Pikmin can only be used during mission mode, which really bugged me since they were my favorite Pikmin types. New to this game are the Rock Pikmin, who have hard exteriors that can break glass and crystal. They are also immune to being crushed or skewered. Finally, we have Wing Pikmin, who can fly and are the weakest in terms of ground combat, but they do excel at aerial combat. They are the most useful when it comes to carrying things because they can fly over water. I really like the variety here. You are always using different kinds of Pikmin to progress through the game. Knowing the strengths and weaknesses of your Pikmin will help to lower your losses, especially during the more intense battles. The puzzles are not really big brain teasers, but they do the job. I like using Wing Pikmin to circumvent certain puzzles though. One thing I do have a problem with is how fast you can throw your Pikmin. In Pikmin 2, you can throw the Pikmin as fast as you can press the A button, but here it is noticeably slower. It doesn't affect the game that much, but it's something that bugs me in particular. I find the levels feel much bigger than the levels in previous games. There are parts where a transition will happen, which leads to an underground tunnel, a puzzle section, or an entirely different part of the level. I like the fact that the levels reward repeat playthroughs because you can use the knowledge gained from previous runs to beat the game faster. Learning the best ways to kill enemies is very satisfying, especially with the boss fights. While there are not as many bosses as there were in Pikmin 2, the bosses in Pikmin 3 make up for it with variety. They are diverse and more memorable than many of the bosses in previous Pikmin games. When you first fight them, they look very imposing, but after you figure out what to do, it becomes a race to kill them as fast as possible. I like them all so much I don't really have a favorite one. The planet of PNF 404 is beautiful to look at. Past Pikmin games made it look like you were in the real world. However, in that real looking world are these creatures that look like they were based on real animals, while others look completely alien. The game made this look work by making you feel like you were in this fantastical version of Earth. Since Pikmin 3 is on the Wii U, a much more powerful platform than the GameCube, the environments and creatures really come to life. When it rains, you can see the animals getting wet and the plants moving almost like real ones. All this attention to detail is what makes the game look really appealing to me. I couldn't be happier with how this game looks. When you beat the game, there is no completion bonus, just some statistics and leaderboards. There is mission mode where you can play Gather the Fruit, Kill Enemies, or Boss Challenge. This is also where the purple and white Pikmin appear, though only in the Gather Fruit missions. I really like these modes because they're short, sweet, and challenging. One of my goals is to get a platinum medal in all of them. You can play all these missions in co-op too, and there's a multiplayer mode that is fun if you have someone nearby to play with. This game also got supported with a lot of DLC. Some are remix levels while others are whole new ones. Some of them even let you play as Captain Olimar and Louie, which is awesome. I have to say, Pikmin 3 is a great game on its own, and the DLC makes it even better. As a follow-up to my favorite game of all time, I could not have asked for a better sequel. This is a game I find that no matter how long it has been out, I come back to play it again and again, and I think that it will be true for a long time.